Well, you might be talking to the right guy because I spent a lot of time on my doctoral work doing risk management, assessing risk and what that means, what that looks like, how it shows up, and how to deal with that. One of the things that we have to consider as we build for the future is various measures that can be put in place to minimize your risk. One of which we talk about all the time is the number one rule of investing, which is diversification. Never put all your eggs in one basket. So if I'm black and I'm trying to build wealth in America and I'm in a society where not everybody's my friend, and some people want to take from me, some people want to stop me, some people want to block me from opportunities, then one of the biggest things I'm thinking is that as I build, I never build in such a way where everything is in one location where they can take it all away from me just like that. I remember as a black man, just as a human, that literally the same people who have the ability to feed me also have the ability to starve me. I entered the game knowing that I live in a country that is a capitalist society where economic warfare is used by everybody on everybody. The Israelis have used economic warfare. The Zionists have used economic warfare to control America in a bunch of horrible ways. And they've got us involved in wars that we don't even want to be a part of. And that's because they've used economic power in order to do that. So what do I do? What that means is that I understand where the risk factors might be. The biggest risk factor that black people face in America economically is the fact that most of us were falsely led to believe that there's such a thing as job security. We were falsely led to believe that if I'm a single parent with one job and all my income, all my financial security comes from that job and nothing else, that I'm going to be safe and okay as long as my boss decides they don't like me. Right? As long as my boss decides they're going to give me security, I'm going to be secure. And my boss is part of the same group of people that have created nothing but chaos in my community for the last 400 years. That's a very dangerous way to think. So I can just tell you right now, and I hate to say this to you in this way, I want to be as clear and polite as I can. If you have one job and one stream of income coming from that job and no income coming from anywhere else, you are in danger. The risk is very, very high. You have to address that issue immediately if you want to be financially safe and minimize some of the risk factors that this lady brought up in this video. So what does that look like? Well, number one, I'm going to do everything I can to not get all my income from one source. Uh, no, I might have a spouse that also has an income. That's why I make sure my relationships are strong. Maybe I start a business with people I love. That becomes another stream of income. It takes time to build, but it does happen. I make investments. I own stocks over here. That way I have assets I can lean on in case things get tough. So saving and investing is not something I do if I have extra money. Saving and investing is as mandatory as going to school. It's as mandatory as paying bills on time. It's as mandatory as going to work every day. I have to do this because I got to be safe. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you look it up, start safety and security is way at the bottom. That's the foundation. If you don't have a safe, secure environment, it's very difficult for you to elevate and to do all the other things you can do because you haven't met your basic needs. So, this to me is a risk issue. How do you minimize your risk?